Alright guys, it is time for effectively what is the victory lap. So by now I do have all 10 of the new Super Battle Road stages uploaded. In order to get all of the copies of the brand new LR Goku, which is the reward for the new Super Battle Road, I believe you get one copy for beating all even-numbered stages. You get one copy for beating all odd-numbered stages. You get 2 copies for beating all of the stages, and then you also get 1 copy for beating any combination of the 10 new stages 10 times in total. Now, basically, I got the first 10 wins. Of all the 10 stages, Realm of Gods took me a few tries, and Extreme, I would say I had a little bit of difficulty before I busted out the Movie Boss category team. As soon as I busted out the Movie Boss category team, Extreme went down very, very easily, though. So, in total, I would say Extreme is probably the hardest stage, but there definitely are strategies that are able to beat all of these different stages. Moving forward, I'm probably going to try and test out some underrated units I feel could be very, very good in some of these Super Battle Road stages. Like, an example of this is LR Mr. Satan. I want to see how he does on the Majin Buu art category stage. I feel as though he's a pretty good unit. He is underrated. People don't really give him as much respect as I think he deserves. And I think he can probably tank a little bit and then also do decent damage or even stun in the right situation here in Super Battle Road. So I think LR Mr. Satan could be a pretty good unit. So I'll probably get to videos like that in the future. But here, the team that I use the most, basically, I did a couple random other teams, like, to get to the 10 to 20 wins. But the team that I mostly used is this, the Revived Warrior team. I would say the Revived Warrior team is probably the most well-suited to taking down this event. Because all of these units that we brought, you look at AGL Golden Frieza, INT Golden Frieza, Tech Tapion, AGL Tapion, Extreme Z-Awakened Cell, and LR Bojack. All of them are very high-level defensive units, really. Even Angel Golden Frieza, like, once you got him rainbowed, his defense is at a very acceptable level, especially in Super Battle Road here. So you're really able to sort of kind of breeze through the Revived Warrior stage. I would say that the easiest actual stage, though, might be the Peppy Gal category team. And it's all you really need. Like, as long as you have Caulifla and Kefla, you got a pretty good shot. And then especially, a unit like the Tech Bulma, the free Tech Bulma, which was 100%, like a free 100% unit. Like, if you got her. Okay, also, by the way, look at Cell. Watch the health he recovers right there. Look at that. After going through Revived Warriors team enough, seeing how well Cell does in these new Super Battle Road stages, like, bro, I gotta give it to my man Cell again. I think he is the best EZA. Like, just seeing what he's capable of doing here, outside of an INT type unit, which we're going up against right here, Cell is completely able to tank on this Super Battle Road stage. He only needs, like, 2 orbs, and he's taking double-digit damage from everything. Then he does immense. He heals on his super. Tech Cell just does so much. I am so fucking much looking forward to seeing what Tech Cell can do on the upcoming Android category team. Because here's the thing, guys. There are a lot of orb changers on the Android category team. So there's a team build out there where you can go, like, the new Android 21, because she's the leader of the team. You go Tech EZA Cell, and then you can fill the rest of the team up with orb changers. And then just let Tech Cell absolutely go to work. That is, like, that's definitely a video I'm going to be trying out, like, once that Android category is around. Tech Cell is a dominant beast. I'm stunned at how good they made him after his EZA. So, going back to the Peppy Gal team, probably the easiest of all the stages to do. I was mentioning the Tech Bulma. Tech Bulma as a free-to-play unit, a free-to-play 100% unit that you are able to obtain. She is very good for the Peppy Gal category team. Now, I know, like I said, all you need is what? Look at this. We'll get all these tech orbs. Do I go? Yeah, I should go for the tech orbs right there. Nah, I just had to go for the blue ones, and then I'll just let Tech Tapion, since he's 100% in dupe system, also get those. Okay, I see what my idea was. Because Cell, he gets an attack and defensive buff by how many orbs he gets, but then his defense is just so high, especially after he's rainbowed, that if you get him a lot of tech-type orbs, he will heal a tremendous amount of health. So that's why he's just so valuable in so many different ways. Now, like I was saying, I know I said you only need Caulifla and Kefla to beat the Peppy Gal stage, and people are going to say, well, those are still summonable units, they're hard to obtain. That may be true, but like the Kefla banner, I am pretty sure I recommended people to summon on that banner on both versions. I mean, everyone summoned on the JP Kefla banner anyway, because that was when the 300 free stones were given out. So like so many people on JP just summoned and like instantly got her. Kefla was like one of the easiest featured units ever to get, because Kefla was on a featured GSSR banner back when, you know, GSSR was not really a common thing, and featured GSSR like on a category leader like Kefla was also not a common occurrence. So Kefla like is, I don't want to call her an easy unit to obtain, but it's certainly much, much easier to obtain Kefla than it is like any other Dokkan Fest unit. And like that's the thing, like you can, like, here's the thing, you're not gonna beat like the Ultra Instinct Goku like Realm of Gods event if you don't have Ultra Instinct Goku on Super Battle Road. Like, in order to use these category teams, you do have to have the category leader. That's just the way it is for completing a lot of these stages. Now notice AGL Tapion did transform into Hirudegarn right here, which is fine when he does transform. Obviously, he's going to be able to do a pretty good amount of damage because AGL Tapion does get a massive attack buff. Is it a 150% attack buff, I believe, when his HP falls below 50%? So Hirudegarn is usually able to get, yeah, that right there, a 1.1 million attack set. So he's able to do some pretty decent damage here. AGL Tapion is a unit that I'm not really a big fan of in like normal Dokkan Fest or like events or anything like that. But once we start talking about Super Battle Road, AGL Tapion is actually quite good because he does reduce damage by 50% anyway. Like, if you put significant orbs into him, he'll be a very good tank. And he does lower attack on super attack, which again, in like Dokkan Fest events, that's basically worthless. All of the toughest bosses are immune to having like attack lowered, defense lowered, and shit like that. But in Super Battle Road, anything goes. You could stun, you can seal, you could lower attack, you could lower defense. So like basically all of the things AGL Tapion is good at, like that's exactly what you need in Super Battle Road, making him a very good Super Battle Road unit. Kind of like it's weird. Like Tech Tapion is, I think, a much better unit for the Dokkan Fest events. He's also very good here on Super Battle Road, but he's certainly not as good as AGL Tapion, because Tech Tapion, he just gives himself a defensive buff, whereas AGL Tapion actually reduces damage, which is a better way to go about it. So that's why I like this Revived Warrior team. All of these defensive units is just so good. So like right here, boom. All these tech-type orbs, we are at 195,000, and we go up to 242,000. Massive HP regeneration just from getting the same type orbs. Also, I don't mind blowing a lot of my items in like the first or second fight with Revived Warriors to be extra cautious, because that final stage is 2 tech-type units. So, you know, we have 3 int units on the team. We have LR Bojack, and then we have 2 Angel Golden Friezas. Plus, Cell won't take a lot of damage on that stage because of his naturally high defense. The AGL Golden Frieza won't take much damage either because he's, you know, he reduces damage by 90%. And then AGL Tapion, who he has a type disadvantage, but he still cuts damage in half. So, like, that last stage, it's very difficult to take a lot of damage. I was so stunned right there, by the way. AGL Tapion, that's like the most damage I've ever seen him do. He crit for 1,000,000 right there, but that's because our health was below 50% with him on rotation, so he was actually able to get that massive attack buff that he does get when your health is under 50%. One good thing about AGL Tapion. Now, moving through some of the other stages that might be easier for people to beat. Obviously, the Potara team. You know, units like LR Super Vegito are just... Whoa! Super attack dodges. There's nothing sweeter than getting a super attack dodge. Now, the Potara team is probably one of the easiest categories to beat. I use Physical Super Vegito when I beat it, but you would be much better off running AGL Super Vegito because he will completely nullify damage outside of being super attacked. Obviously, we know how powerful LR Super Vegito is. You know, you could have LR Goku Black on there with his healing passive. You could even run... I think what could be a good idea is running Kefla as a leader. Like, run Kefla as your leader because she's going to give a little bit more defense to the team, which I think will allow a unit like LR Super Vegito to shine a little bit more and really take advantage. Like, I would still have 2 LR Super Vegitos on the team. I would just recommend making your own leader Kefla, bringing your own LR Super Vegito still, and then bringing a friend LR Super Vegito. Because I did find that it was very effective when I beat the Fusion category team. I brought a friend Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and I noticed just that extra 20% of defense from Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's leader skill over LR Super Gogeta's leader skill, because LR Super Gogeta gives 130% defense, whereas Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta gives 150% defense. Just that extra 20% was... It was reducing... I want to say LR Super Gogeta took about 10k less damage just from that extra 20% defense. So I thought it was very worth it to do that, and I could see Kefla as a leader skill being very handy because, again, I do think defense is kind of the most important thing. Also, another, like, kind of... I would say he's kind of slept on for the Potara team, but the INT Zamasu does reduce damage. He has a defensive buff, and he heals on super attack. So he can hit several areas, being incredibly effective in terms of actually lowering the amount of damage that you're going to be able to take. So that's a good thing. You also have a unit like LR Vegito Blue, who is very, very easy to get. LR Vegito Blue, like, if we go how difficult a unit is to obtain versus how good they are, LR Vegito Blue really might be the best unit in the game. Just because I would say, like, if you're a player of 200 days or more, it's not unrealistic that you could pretty easily get LR Vegito Blue. Especially after they put the 10 Potara medals in the Baba Shop. I think LR Vegito Blue is pretty easy to obtain, and I do prefer using him in the Super Battle Road stages whenever I can over Tech Vegito Blue. Tech Vegito Blue is a good unit. You really can get his attack to build up to very high levels, and he'll do a lot of damage. But I do feel that defense is more important than offense in Super Battle Road, and Tech Vegito Blue is basically an all-offensive unit. He does raise his defense with super attacks, but, like, that's banking on you getting, like, you know, multiple supers in a row, right? So that's why I prefer using LR Vegito Blue. I don't think Physical Vegito Blue is going to be as effective on this Super Battle Road. I think he's going to take just way, way too much damage for him to really shine. So I would go LR Vegito Blue. Even if you have Physical Vegito Blue Rainbowed, LR Vegito Blue is just going to take so much less damage. It's going to be a lot better off for you. So, like, Potara team, Peppy Gal category teams are pretty easy. I think a team that also could be, like, pretty easy to accomplish is the Hybrid Saiyan team. The reason for that is you do have the Bee Pan, or the Honey Pan. Her abilities are so good. I was going to 100% her if I struggled at all with the Hybrid Saiyan category stage, but I believe I beat it in one try, so I didn't actually have to do that. I was thinking about rainbowing not only B-Pan, but also the SCR Rage Trunks. I'll get to him in a second. But that B-Pan, she stuns, She supers at only 9 ki. She reduces damage, and she heals based on the amount of damage she does. So she brings so much versatility. She's a very good unit. And she's also a free-to-play unit. So, I absolutely love the B-Pan unit. You have, again, the SCR Rage Trunks. Maybe not a lot of people have him, because, you know, he was a featured unit on Tech Vegito Blue's banner. So, he hasn't been on too many banners. He is, of course, an unfeatured SSR on every banner. So, I'm sure a lot of people will probably pull him, either during the 3-year anniversary, maybe from some ticket summons. He's probably one of the better units you could pull off of the ticket banner, to be honest. And, you know, some people might pull him while going for, like, LR Super Vegeta or Super Gogeta as their, you know, GSSR unit at the end of the multi. But he is able to reduce damage, and he gets a defensive buff that's high enough where he really will not take a lot of damage whatsoever once you have him with, like, even I think the free dupe system level, that Rage Trunks is going to be tremendous. He's going to be very good for Super SCR in terms of a category, and then also on the Hybrid Saiyan team. So I really like that Rage Trunks. There also is the AGL free-to-play LR Trunks. That one is actually really good for Super Battle Road, because the thing about him is he gets stronger if there's more than one enemy on the field. Most of the time in Super Battle Road, you're going up against multiple enemies, right? Usually, like, once you start trickling the numbers down, you're not going to get the... Yeah, I believe he gets an extra 20,000 to attack and defense. So obviously, like, you know, let's say, like, this stage right here, we're going up against Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Tech Paikuhan. We take one of them down, and then the second part of that LR Trunks' passive is not going to activate. But at the start of all the fights, he is going to be a very impressive defensive unit. I believe he also does give himself a massive amount of ki when there's more than 2 opponents as well. 2 or more opponents. So he is a very top tier option for the Hybrid Saiyan team. So already you have 2 free-to-play units that are like really, really top tier options there in B-Pan and AGL LR Trunks. And the other thing too about LR Trunks, there's really no excuse to not get him, because the Extreme Z Awakened Kid Gohan Captain Ginyu team, you can beat AGL Trunks' stage, and like, you don't even have to use one item. Like, I grinded LR Trunks twice. Like, I didn't give any Elder Kais to my LR Trunks. I actually grinded up 2 separate times. I didn't use, like, a single item in obtaining the, you know, 1,500 medals I had to get. So that goes to show how good the Kid Gohan EZA team is against that event with all of the Ginyu Force members, and how, like, you know, he can be so effective here in Super Battle Road as well. Now, going over some of the other stages, I feel like there's a couple of the stages that are definitely going to be very difficult for people to beat. Like the Shadow Dragon Arc theme, you know, you basically you have to have a duped, you know, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and then like the Tech Ultra Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Like, those are all big top tier Dokkan Fest exclusive type units. So I already know that it's going to be very, very difficult for many players and free-to-play players to build a team to beat that event. You know, something like that, we'll see if eventually, you know, there's any sort of LR Super Saiyan 4 card. Chances are high that it will be in the Super Saiyan, or in the Shadow Dragon category arc, right? Like, you know, if we ever get that LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, obviously that stage becomes a lot easier at that point. But that's I think one of the big things I do want to stress about these new stages of Super Battle Road is, if you guys can remember how difficult these stages were when they first came out. I'm talking about like Super INT and stuff. Like, it absolutely kicked our ass. But then, you know, recently, there's been so many good units that absolutely destroy Super Battle Road. You know, Physical Super Vegito made the physical stage way easier. LR Gogeta plus LR Vegito destroyed those stages. LR Vegito Blue is a unit that wasn't out before. Ultra Instinct Goku, you know, maybe like LR Bardock, SCR Jiren. All of those units have come out since Super Battle Road was first out, and they were complete, like, game changers for those stages. So as time moves on, we're going to get, like, really, really powerful units that are going to make this a lot easier. Like, we'll see what SCR Android 21 does, but, like, if she heals, if she's a defensive unit, she could be a very, very good unit for, at minimum, she would be able to be used on the extreme stage. I don't know what other categories Android 21 might have. She might be a Peppy Gal, to be honest. I could see Android 21 being on the Peppy Gals category. I certainly would think so. But there we go. There is the 20th win on one of the new Super Battle Road stages. So the last copy of the LR free-to-play INT Goku is available to me. Now, this card is very, very good. I'm a big fan of this card, but here's the thing. As of right now, I don't have enough INT orbs to actually go ahead and rainbow him. So it'll take me probably a week or two. After Battlefield, I'll probably use some Battlefield gems once it opens up tomorrow to get a little bit more INT orbs. And then it might take me 2 weeks of doing the INT stage, I think, to get enough medium orbs. And I'll be able to rainbow this guy. But I can't, once I do, I'm going to do a showcase on his team. I really, really like his team. I'll go over that when the time comes. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.